Title action kicking things off here at Contender Series 34. The challenger, Kenny Kalypso.
You gave this guy a title shot, Trent. I have no idea why.
I did not give him. I had made the announcement for him as management was told to me that Kenny was going to receive a championship match here tonight. Per our interview at the last Contender Series show, the one we went country. Kenny may be getting some advice from his pineapple friends there. Well, maybe they're speaking a championship victory into existence to the challenger here tonight as he struts his way down the ramp. Kenny looking to get back in the championship column. You know, back in Pasadena, where Nick faced Kenny for the Texas Contender Series Championship back at Watch the Thrones. Kenny, unsuspectingly, wasn't even on the card, a pre-show match. Won that match and then faced Nick later on in the night. Nick didn't even know who his opponent was gonna be at the start of the night, and it ended up being one of his best friends. And Kenny came out victorious that night, but only 4 days later, at next Texas Contender Series show, Kenny lost that championship in a rematch to Nick.
So what you're saying is he got lucky.
Well, maybe so, but Kenny's out to prove tonight that that wasn't just a lucky victory, that he is a championship caliber contender. But in order to do so, he's gonna have to take down the double DLC.
From H-Town, he is the new Texas Pro LoneStar champion, Diego de la Cruz.
The Lone Star champion, Diego de la Cruz, making his way out here for this title defense.
Was he looking at me? Was he making a face?
I'm sure he was. I mean, he doesn't forget where the championship came from, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How's your chin doing?
You know what, Trent? It looks great. It's chiseled. It's at 100%.
You saying it's at major league caliber?
You know what, Trent? Listen. This is a matchup that was created by management to keep Kenny Kalypso happy. You know, you were talking before about how Kenny got lucky, but ever since then, he just ain't himself. Ever since he lost that Texas Contender Series championship, that, as you said, he only held for 4 days, Kenny ain't been Kenny.
No, it definitely did some damage to Kenny's confidence in his psyche here. I mean, you've seen the 2 interviews that I conducted with him ever since losing that championship. Kenny has not been himself. But ever since the announcement was made that Kenny was going to challenge for this championship here tonight, as he paraded around the ring, Kenny looked to be in good spirits, back to his old self.
Yeah, because he has a title match, but what happens if he loses?
That has yet to be seen.
Hey, listen, Diego de la Cruz, he ain't no slouch. I mean, he beat me for that championship.
That's true. What a hard-fought victory that was for Diego.
He did everything he could to defeat me. Trent, let's not compare records here.
No, we're tied, sir. Show of respect from the champion and the challenger here to start things off.
I hate that.
Why?
Sportsmanship.
These are 2 great athletes, 2 crowd favorites here at Texas Contender Series.
And one of them is going to be walking out with a broken heart. You got to be in the mental position to know that you're not going to just do physical damage to someone, you're going to do mental damage to them as well.
Diego laying off.
And you have to want to do that mental damage to them as badly as you want to do that physical damage to them as well.
Well, in order to get your opponent down for a 3 count, you have to inflict as much damage as possible to keep those shoulders down. If nothing else, at least enough pressure to keep him down.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, speaking of pressure, there you go. Diego applying that pressure on Kenny's head right now. And Diego very well aware of Kenny's agility, speed, and high-flying offensive moves, trying to keep Kenny grounded. It's very wise decision as Kenny tries to find a way out of that headlock and does so. Now a roll up by the challenger. Whoa. Kick out at 2.
Hey, whichever way you could win, that's what you got to do.
Ooh,
Kenny Kalypso trying to get a quick one.
Leg sweep right there by Kenny once more. Quick kickouts by both individuals. Diego rolling Kenny back up. There's a roll up right there. Pin. Only a 2 count. Oh, nice arm drag from the double DLC.
That's that veteran instinct of Diego de la Cruz coming into play right now. They're going tit for tat back and forth. He was the one that wound up on top at the end of that exchange, and it was with a quick arm drag, a simple maneuver. It's these simple maneuvers and fundamentals and basics. That's what gets you championships. Yeah, you got the high-flying moves. You got big top rope cross bodies and Hunan Conradas and whatever else you want, but when it comes down to it, you got to have your basics.
Basics both these men have. There's that arm drag right there by the challenger as well. Head of steam, big head of steam, European uppercut in the corner, another one to boot. Now Kenny off the ropes, getting some more momentum. Big splash into the corner. DLC looking a little bit stunned as he gets kicked in the midsection, one to the face as well. Snap mare by the challenger, taking Diego down in the center of the ring. Off the ropes goes Kenny with that snap mare right there. Whiplash action. Diego trying to shake it off. So I'm sure he might be seeing little pineapples around his head right now.
Well, I've seen Diego de la Cruz in a lot of matches. I mean, he went toe-to-toe with Jay Davis not too long ago, and he got the crap beat out of him, but he was still able to come out on top, and it was because of those wily veteran instincts that I had mentioned before. You know, he couldn't out-tough Jay Davis. Oof. But I didn't see him take a chop like that.
No, you definitely heard that one.
Crowd wants another.
Yes.
Not to be outdone, Diego de la Cruz fires one back at the challenger, Kenny Kalypso.
Missed chop right there. Kenny able to connect.
Now again, we go back to the psychological game. These chops aren't going to win you a wrestling match, but it can get you the mental upper hand, especially if you're able to stun your opponent.
Well, doing that's what Diego did. Sunset flip over the top cover.
Stuff like that, that'll win you matches. Oh, and stuff like that!
Absolutely.
Brutal super kick to the face. We got a pin. Just a 2 count.
Now Kenny, a man from Planet Dread, got probably sent back to his own planet here on that super kick. Holding his jaw, barely getting up to his feet.
What system is Planet Dread in? Andromeda? Is it in the Milky Way? Speaking of Milky Ways.
I think they just deal in numerals like 420. Diego sending Kenny into the corner. Up and over. Kenny sends Diego. Diego holding on to the ropes. Almost went down to the floor. There's a kick to the head from the challenger. That sends Diego down onto the floor.
And a reminder to the folks at home, we are in Houston, Texas in an uninsulated building, and it's starting to get hot out, so these guys are going to be slipping all over the place. Oh my God!
Rolling cannonball off the apron to the floor.
That's an asteroid from Planet Dread. Look at that.
That's the type of high risks, high rewards that Kenny might need to do here tonight to become the new LoneStar champion.
But he can't get that belt on the outside. He's got to get Diego back in.
Has to get the champion back in the ring. Referee's count is up to 5. Needs to keep that count in mind if he wants to try and become the next LoneStar champion. And Diego in a rough spot right now as Kenny rolls him inside the ring. Quickly right after him on the attack. Oh, wow. Spinning neck breaker. There's a cover.
Close call there by Kenny. You know he's tasting it. You know he wants that so bad. It's all he's been talking about on social media the past couple days. Speaking of which social media, please tag us, #TCS34. our friends over at Heel Pops and Share Shots podcast, sponsoring this incredible show that we have for you tonight.
Thank you to those folks for sponsoring this show.
And we are starting off strong with this LoneStar Championship match.
Double open palm chop to the chest.
And the sweat.
There's
off
the
of
swag.
Chest.
There's
Holy
the
God.
swag right there that Kenny Kalypso has been missing for some time. Momentarily, might have even taken him off his game mentally as Diego. Well, now Kenny giving those forearm shots to Diego's discus forearm missing. Diego picks him up. Oh my goodness, what a backbreaker from the champion.
And it's that swagger that you were talking about. That could get him in trouble. Just a 2. Kenny Kalypso might be thinking ahead, might be thinking past this match, might be thinking that he might already have that title in his grasp, but being on his back right now after taking that devastating backbreaker.
Diego de la Cruz making his 4th title defense with the LoneStar Championship here tonight at Contender Series 34. Looking to keep that going if he can get past the challenger Kenny Kalypso here tonight. Dan, the crowd seemed a little bit split here. I've heard cheers and boos for both individuals.
Well, the HPA faithful has always been a fan of Kenny Kalypso. No, 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 says Diego de la Cruz.
Missing on that 8 defeat now. Has Kenny up on his shoulders.
He certainly ate it. Kenny slips out. Trying something. Went for it again and he got it.
A ripcord 8 defeat. That stunned Diego. Could that be enough right there? Kenny going right back up.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. A fisherman buster like neck breaker. My goodness. Kenny, what a move.
Close call from Kenny. He's going to have to start.
You can see the frustration starting to build on the face of Kenny.
Here's what I'm talking about with those high-risk maneuvers.
And now Kenny looking to go top shelf. Looking for that top shelf frog splash, I'm sure. And hits it, connects it. This is it. We got a new LoneStar champion too. Oh my goodness, so close. And Kenny in absolute disbelief right there. You could see the look in his eyes. Kenny might have the same idea, going right back up, going to the well once more. Oh, but one too many times as Diego got the knees up. And now going for the cover.
He got him. That was it. That's over.
The referee counted 3. Kenny narrowly missed kicking out.
Your winner and still the New Mexico LoneStar champion, Diego de la Cruz.
Well, Diego de la Cruz successful in defending his championship here tonight. The referee's hand hit 3, but Kenny kicked out just a little too late. The referee called for the bell, as though you see Diego saying just barely, just enough.
Hey, he went for that top rope frog splash, landed on Diego's knees, and just the breath was thrown out of the man's body.
Well, as I said, maybe going to the well one too many times, that proved to be the difference maker there. And Kenny, who was looking to get back on track by claiming another championship here, you can see the defeat in his face, and there's the frustration right there as Diego trying to go for a show of respect, but Kenny not having it as he stumps his way out.